I'm John White. Today we're going to be talking about some plant material that you can use for xeriscape, some of the low water use conservation landscapes here in town, and with New Mexico being under drought conditions, these are some plants that you might want to look at. First is a Apache plume, and the Apache plume is a plant that's found here in the southern part of the state. It will get somewhere about 5 feet tall and probably 5 to 6 feet wide. It spreads quite a bit. It's, I guess, what you call semi-evergreen. It doesn't completely lose all its leaves, but it will shed some of these little small leaves. But what's so pretty about it is this plume of seed that's formed on it, and that's how it gets its name. You can see some of the remnants of the flower over here that have a little bit of the white petals still left on them. But this is in the rose family and has some rose-like petals on it, so it is quite attractive with the flower, but the plume's really what brings it out. Another plant that is quite nice for the area is this is woolly butterfly bush, and this is in the same family as the butterfly bush that a lot of people are probably real common or know real commonly. It has the spike flower on it, and this one is a buddleia that has the little round ball of orange flowers on it and has the kind of desert characteristics of the silver foliage with a lot of pubescence hair on the leaves that are all drought avoidance tactics on the plant. But I think this is a real nice plant. Again, it'll get somewhere up in the neighborhood of 5 feet tall and about 4 feet wide, and just fills with these little balls of color. So this is a plant that needs to go in full sun, as well as the Apache plume. Now we're going to go over to the other side here, and we'll take a look at some of the plants I have over on this side. One that I think is another one that's real good for drought tolerant or xeriscape type landscapes is the red yucca. And the red yucca gets its name from this flower that is formed this time of year and kind of stays with it pretty much throughout the summer, and will put up several spikes of flowers, and this base of leaf blades will continue to grow in size, and the plant will get a little bit larger, but it's a real drought tolerant plant, so it does quite well. So it's pretty foolproof as far as really killing it. So overwatering would probably be the only way to kill it, but it is a excellent plant. There is a yellow form now, so there is a yellow I guess red yucca that's a Chaparral. It's not a true yucca, but again, a very drought tolerant plant. Now, one that is used a lot in landscapes here and is not as drought tolerant as some of these others that we talked about is the Chaparral sage. This one is very popular in landscapes here in the southern part of the state. It is a salvia clevelandii. It's called Chaparral sage or Cleveland sage. Has this beautiful blue flower on it that kind of forms in whorls, and a lot of times the plant will just cover itself with bloom. Needs moderate amounts of water, but overwatering can be one of the things that will kill this plant, so you want to be real careful. So it's a little bit picky about its watering habit, but a very colorful, very aromatic type plant. Another plant that I'd like to talk about as far as a xeriscape type tree, and a lot of times we're looking for different trees to use in our landscape, is this tree, and this is called the Desert Museum. And what's unique about the Desert Museum is that it's a hybrid Circidium, and a Circidium is in the Palo Verde family, and this one is bred between the Mexican Palo Verde, which is the Parkinsonia we see here in town, and the true Arizona Palo Verde, and then another one called Palo Brea. So this is a mix of several different members of the Circidium genus, and they've come together to kind of really get the best parts of all those plants. So this plant has some cold tolerance, has beautiful yellow bloom. There's a lot of them in bloom. There's a planting that's right on the Texas state line at Anthony on the Interstate 10 that is just in full bloom right now. Gorgeous tree, yet it doesn't produce a lot of seeds, so that's one of the nice things about this. Whereas some of the Parkinsonias produce a lot of seed, this is a plant that has a lot of bloom and not that much seed. So this is really a plant that's going to get by with very little water. Of course, we need water to start xeriscape plants with and keep them going for the first year or two, but after that they're going to do quite well on just the 8-9 inches of rainfall that we get here. So this is a plant I'd really like to see used more, and so this is kind of a new one out on the market. There's also a new mesquite out called Maverick that is a seedless Texas honey mesquite, so that's another one that would be good in our area. So this is just a kind of a small choosing of some of the plants that you can use on a xeriscape. I would recommend going by some of the nurseries and see what some of the plant material is that they have on hand that is for xeriscape use. Look at some of the yards around town and talk to people, find out some of the plants that are used there. There are some good publications. The New Mexico State University has a good website at chhe.nmsu.edu, and you can go into the picture area there and find some of the listings of plants there. So that's a very good area to go. So again, these are good plants to use for xeriscapes in our drought conditions here in New Mexico.